Hello everybody and welcome to the California Speedway for the 2006 Auto Club 500 and the second race of our season, where Greg Biffle starts on pole position alongside the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, last season's defending race winner from this Auto Club 500, coming off the Daytona 500 where Dale Jr. won in a green-white checkered finish. We are green and underway here in Auto Club. Who is going to go California dreaming their way into victory lane? We are going to find out today, as it is Johnson and Biffle leading us to the green flag. Behind them we have cars spreading out 3 and 4 wide throughout the pack. You got Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards. You got Roush Racing nearly 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Biffle, Kenseth, Edwards, and McMurray are clear of Jimmy Johnson, and Roush is indeed currently at this moment 1, 2, 3, 4. Here in California with Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart on the charge, trying to find a way by as well. As we work our way down the turn 3 and 4 towards the front straightaway to end this opening lap of racing, Greg Biffle will lead the opening lap here in California over Jamie McMurray and Jimmy Johnson. But down to lap 3, that 48, Jimmy Johnson, he's got his car hooked up and he is on the charge now, finding his way by the 16 of Greg Biffle, and Jimmy Johnson will take the lead here in California on lap number 3. The 48 still looking for that first win of the season. Had a great run at Daytona, but wants to do a little bit better today. Victory, but there's trouble. Cautions come out because Clint Boyer got turned head onto the outside wall by Matt Kenseth. We accidentally skipped the end of it. Collected Brian Vickers, who's got heavy front end damage. Truex also involved. So Brian Vickers destroyed, as well as the rookie Clint Boyer, who so far in his first 2 starts has been wrecked in both races. This terrible luck. Kenseth destroyed the 17, one of the favorites to do really well in this race. Now heavily damaged after starting out strong. Now we'll get back underway on laps 8 on this restart is Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards, the front row. Followed by Kyle Busch and Jamie McMurray. Right behind them is Johnson, trying to get clear of Carl Edwards. He's been the what seems to be the best car early in this race. Got the pass on Biffle to take the lead. So Johnson to the point, but he's got pressure now from the 26 of Jamie McMurray, who's into second as McMurray tries to find a way by into the lead. It's still Jimmy Johnson out front. Of course, Brian Vickers and Clint Boyer out of the race. So it's back-to-back last place finishes for Clint Boyer here to start his next L Cup Series career. Definitely a tough start to the rookie campaign for Boyer. We'll see if he can improve in future weeks. Vickers also with 2 DNFs in a row, not the way he wanted to start this season. But it's Jimmy Johnson out front leading the Auto Club 500 over Jamie McMurray and Tony Stewart here in Auto Club. About 9 laps in, but trouble. The 51 is heavy damage. That's Stuart Kirby, who gets clipped by the 45 of Kyle Petty, and they destroy Bobby Labonte. Hard impact to the outside wall. Collects Michael Waltrip. David Stremme a head-on hit to the outside wall. Scott Wimmers, number 4, is damaged. A big pile. Correction, that 51 was actually Mike Garvey, not Stuart Kirby, but Garvey, David Stremme, Kyle Petty, Michael Waltrip, all involved in a big crash with Bobby Labonte to bring out the yellow on lap 9. So far, 2 early wrecks here, taking out some decent cars early in Auto Club. So, of course, Boyer and Vickers are out in 41st, 42nd. Kyle Petty is out in 40th, followed by Mike Garvey in 39th and David Stremme in 38th. Jimmy Johnson still your leader on the restart, but how about the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the rookie, making just his, I believe, his 9th or 10th career next L Cup Series start. Made a handful of starts at the end of last season, including a runner-up finish in Kansas. Showed a lot of promise. Nearly took the lead there, but now Jamie McMurray has found his way by Jimmy Johnson for the race lead on lap 20. So now McMurray leading the field here in California, trying to find his way to the victory lane for the first time since 2004, when he ended up second in the final point standings. As McMurray leads that lap, but he's got pressure from the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy has been so fast to start this race. You know, he got past there, but he has found his way right back to the front. Jimmy Johnson back to the race lead here in California. Greg Biffle follows him through into second. The 48 to the front here in California at his home racetrack. But now Greg Biffle trying to turn the tide here on him. Greg Biffle to the inside lane of Jimmy Johnson. And Greg Biffle will drive his way to the race lead here in lap number 28. And now the Biff to the race lead. Biffle, who won 5 times a season ago, and was so close to winning this race last season too before he got crashed out. But now he's been passed. Here comes the 9 of Casey Kane, who will take the race lead in his Evernham Dodge with a brilliant move there by Greg Biffle. So now Kane leads over Biffle, followed by Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards. But now on lap 36, Biffle trying to take the lead back from Casey Kane, who's got a lot of speed today for sure, as he's trying to bounce back from a disappointing 2005 sophomore season. where he ended up missing the chase for the Cup, being eliminated after the regular season finale and ending the season winless. Still has not won since his only career win back in 2004. As rookie year in Michigan, now the 9 of Casey Kane's going to blow a motor from third. The engine expires out of nowhere, and there goes Casey Kane. Horrible luck once again. Casey Kane is dealt a bad hand. This time the motor goes kaboom, coming out of turn 4 while running in third place. Only 41 laps in, Casey Kane loses an engine, and the young driver, the number 9 Dodge, will be out of this race, officially diagnosed with a camshaft failure, and he will DNF in 37th place. Heartbreaking for Casey Kane. He had a really fast car today. He was looking to have a really good run, but the engine expires. And now it is Carl Edwards taking advantage, passing his teammates of Jamie McMurray and Greg Biffle to drive his way to the race lead here with about 30 to go in this opening stage of racing. But Edwards went high, and now Jamie McMurray has a run on the inside lane. Here comes McMurray for the race lead. He's looking about 3 wide back here with Stewart, Biffle, Casey Mears, Denny Hamlin. Everyone sorts that out. As now Jamie McMurray, some momentum on the inside, trying to get by Carl Edwards. Kyle Busch waiting in the wings in third, looking to get a win here. But it's Carl Edwards who will clear McMurray, and Edwards will lead the way here in California, but only for a select few laps, as Jamie McMurray will cross him over to the inside in turn 1, and McMurray will drive his way into the race lead for the first time today here in California on lap 52. But now here comes the 31 of Jeff Burton to the inside. How about Jeff Burton's Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet? The 31 will go to the lead here in California, looking for his first stage win since joining Richard Childress Racing. As he takes the lead here on this last lap of the opening stage of racing, Jeff Burton has not won a stage since 2004. Well, that is about to change. Jeff Burton is going to win stage 1 here in California. Could this be the day he finally breaks his long winless streak? Johnson second, McMurray third, Biffle fourth, Carl Edwards runs on the top 5, Denny Hamlin in 6th, J.J. Yaley 7th, Casey Mears 8th, Tony Stewart 9th, and Kyle Busch will earn the last stage point. So there you have it. Jeff Burton wins stage 1 in California with a strong final 20 laps to that stage. Now on to lap 96, Jimmy Johnson makes a move on the inside lane, and Johnson will take the lead back from Jeff Burton, but Burton not giving up. He's going to throw a crossover at Jimmy Johnson. Here comes Burton. He will try to snag the lead away from Jimmy Johnson here, but Jimmy Johnson uses Travis Quaffle right to his advantage with a powerful side draft, and Jimmy Johnson will retake the race lead here in California on lap 97. And now we move a little bit later in stage. We just missed the crash, but Dale Jarrett and Martin Truex Jr. have crashed in turn 4 down the back straightaway going to turn 3. So Jarrett and Truex damaged, but both cars still in the race and on the lead laps. They're going to get back underway on lap 102. Casey Mears and Greg Biffle now your front row. After some pit strategy, Jeff Burton shuffled back to midfield. So we got about a good 50 or 60 to go in the stage. We still got a long way to go in stage 2. But Casey Mears will drive in the race lead for the first time today here in California, passing Greg Biffle and Jimmy Johnson out of turn 4. Mears to the front here in California. The big crash behind them. The 31 of Jeff Burton up on his side, collecting Kevin Harvick spinning, and the big one strikes in California. Denny Hamlin, Elliott Sadler, Jeff Green collected. Burton came up the track into Jeff Green. Humongous head-on impact for the 31 up in the air. Collects his teammate Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch gets big damage. Dale Jarrett goes spinning. Tony Stewart, Dave Blaney collected. Matt Kenseth and Bobby Labonte damaged. Brent Sherman involved. Here's a full speed look at it. Look at that impact. Massive hit to the outside wall for Jeff Burton. And as he comes sliding down the track, so many cars just pile in with nowhere to go. The rookie Denny Hamlin, who's having such a good day, collected on board with the 31 of Jeff Burton, the singular wireless onboard. Massive impact there, and just gets collected by everybody else here. And the stage 1 winner, one of the best cars of the day, destroyed. Now here's the FedEx on board with Denny Hamlin. So he had nowhere to go there. He's got collected by Jeff Green. And then right there, runs into the side of the 66 and spins out. Unfortunately for him. Now here's the Best Buy on board with Jeff Green. He takes a massive lick right there to the outside wall as well, and starts getting clipped by Kurt Busch there. Gets slammed into the back end and just spun around. Now here's the Home Depot on board with Tony Stewart. See right there, he just got clipped by Dale Jr. and then sent spinning with Dave Blaney. Now we go to the Miller Lite on board with Kurt Busch, who just tagged Elliott Sadler, and that sent him down into Jeff Green with Big Kind. Now the Bud on board with your Daytona 500 winner, Dale Jr. Wow, he barely escaped that. Big record voice from Jr. Now the M&M's on board with Elliott Sadler, who took a massive hit to the outside wall and got hit 4, 5, 6 more times down the backstretch. Massive impacts. Now with a full speed look at it one last time. I mean, what a head-on impact for Jeff Burton. The car got launched in the air. He hit that wall with so much force. Then obviously a lot of other good cars taken out in this. Kenseth, Hamlin, Harvick. A lot of guys who are having some really good runs today. Elliott Sadler was doing good. Tony Stewart, as always, was having a good run. But, you know, a real Kurt Busch, real shame for a lot of these guys who had some good races going. But the big one strikes here in California and takes out Stage 1 winner Jeff Burton. And now we get back underway on lap 107. It'll be Jimmy Johnson and Greg Biffle now doing battle for the race lead with J.J. Yaley, Ryan Newman, and Carl Edwards behind them. So you see the list of cars out of the race has grown substantially. Joe Nemechek also out with a gearbox failure in 35th. Brent Sherman will be out in Nemechek's 36th. Brent Sherman will be out in 35th. And you got, Jeff Green, Bobby Labonte, Elliott Sadler. Meanwhile, Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson are having to fight for the lead, but Carl Edwards wants some. Are we going to be 3 wide for the lead here in California? What a battle we are witnessing. Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle, and Jimmy Johnson all going at it. Who will prevail in this battle for the lead in the Auto Club 500? So far, it's been an amazing race with obviously that huge crash really changed things. Biffle and Jimmy Johnson out intensely fighting for this race lead. See the guys out of the race as well. Jeff Burton, Dale Jarrett, Kurt Busch, and the rookie Denny Hamlin unfortunately out of the race as well, ending his really good run today. So now Greg Biffle clears Jimmy Johnson for the race lead, but not for long. On lap 109, here comes Jimmy Johnson with a crossover on Greg Biffle. The 48 wants to lead back here in California. Jimmy Johnson has been so fast all day long. He's so good here at his home racetrack in California. He's looking to capitalize and find his way into victory lane for the first time in this 2006 season, and he will pass Greg Biffle and Jimmy Johnson back to the front once again here in California as he looks to drive away with Stage 2, and that's exactly what he has done. As we move on to the last lap of Stage 2, it is all Jimmy Johnson through turn 3 and 4 for the final time. He's going to get his first stage win of the 2006 season at his home racetrack. Jimmy Johnson wins Stage 2 in California. It's his first stage win of the season. Second place is going to be Scott Riggs there, by the way, is 10th lap down. Biffle will be 3rd. Jamie McMurray is 2nd. And then you have Casey Mears 4th. Carl Edwards runs on the top 5. Followed up by Kyle Busch in 6th. J.J. Yaley in 7th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. came across in 8th, and now Jeff Gordon will come through to finish in 9th, earning 2 stage points. But it's Jimmy Johnson, your Stage 1 winner here in your Stage 2 winner here in California. Now we get back underway in the third and final stage of racing. Going to be 63 laps to go here in California. Greg Biffle alongside the rookie of J.J. Yaley on the front row as we're back underway. Yaley, of course, replacing Bobby Labonte, who's now driving for Richard Petty Motorsports. Of course, hasn't gone well for him, been taken out in consecutive races. But now Greg Biffle leading the race. So here comes the 48 of Jimmy Johnson already moving Greg Biffle up out of the groove. Here comes the 48. Jimmy Johnson will not be denied. Man, he has a fast Lowe's Chevrolet today. He is flying his way right back into the race lead. And it's Jimmy Johnson trying to take the lead from Greg Biffle, but not quite. Biffle will hang on the outside lane, and Greg Biffle will still be your race leader here in California early in this third and final stage of racing. But now, just 2 laps later, Jimmy Johnson makes a move to the inside lane on lap 190. Coming to 60 to go this time, bypassing lap cars coming out of pit road. Jimmy Johnson will take the lead back here in California. He will pass Greg Biffle, the 48 to the front here in California. Now, with 35 to go, final green flag pit stops are underway. Your leader, Jimmy Johnson, is in for his final stop of the day, followed by Casey Mears and Jamie McMurray. They both come down pit road for their final stops. That gives the lead to Carl Edwards, who stays out for a couple more laps. And now Carl Edwards, 3 laps later, will come in for his final stop of the day from the race lead. That was after Mark Martin and Kyle Busch came in the previous lap. So now everything should cycle out back to the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. And indeed, it looks like it will. Johnson here will be unlapping himself from the 99 of Carl Edwards, which he has done right now. Now the ensuing lap, Jimmie Johnson going to pass Carl Edwards, with Edwards trying to merge on the track off of pit road. Jimmie just had a better cycle, better execution than Carl Edwards. Johnson back to the lead, and now white flag in the air. Final lap here at California Speedway for the hometown hero, Jimmie Johnson, from nearby El Cajon, California, is on his way to his 11th career victory and first of the 2006 campaign, which could be one that could lead him to a championship, as he's been so close the last couple of seasons, trying to finally break through here in 06 with that brand new Lowe's paint scheme. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. It has been an absolutely dominating performance from Jimmie Johnson in the second half of this race. Has led almost the whole way, won stage 2, has the fastest lap, leads the most laps, and Jimmie Johnson will win the Auto Club 500 here in California. His 11th career win, back-to-back spring race wins here in California for Jimmie. Edwards is second, Jamie Mack in third, Casey Mears fourth, Mark Martin rounds out your top 5. Sixth place will be the 5 of Kyle Busch. Greg Biffle will come home in 7th. J.J. Yaley 8th. Jeff Gordon will come through to finish in 9th. And Ryan Newman finished 10th, 2 laps down. So Jimmie Johnson leads 159 out of 250 laps en route to a dominating win here at his home racetrack for the second year in a row in California, and gets the 11th victory of his career. Jimmie Johnson wins it here in California. What a performance. And with this, he should be your new points leaders. You see the final race results there on the left side of your screen. And we'll see the updated point standings momentarily. So now you look at your updated playoff grid. After just 2 races here, your chase for the Cup standings, where Jimmie Johnson has indeed taken the points lead here in the Nextel Cup Series. So Johnson is your points leader with a 47-point gap above that 10th place cut line. Dale Jr., after his Daytona 500 win, still sits second in points. And you got Mark Martin, Casey Mears, and Carl Edwards, the top 5, followed by Michael Waltrip, Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray, and Jeff Gordon, your current top 10 in points. So this will change wildly over the next few races for sure, as there are only 2 races in. We got Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, and Scott Riggs on the outside looking in. After just 2 races, Jimmie Johnson leads the Nextel Cup Series point standings after a big win here in California. So now, before we end the episode, as always, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me. It helps this channel continue to grow and make forward progress as we are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. So those of you who are watching who are not subscribed, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It's completely free, only takes 2 seconds, and helps me continue to make great content for you guys that I enjoy doing. And if you want to become a channel member, the link is in the description down below, or you can hit the join button to get access to exclusive perks. So until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.